everybody, just wanted to hop on and do another packing video for you all because I know many of you reached out and said that the packing video that we did for Walt Disney World with kids was super helpful. So this week we're actually packing up to go on the Disney Dream. So I just wanted to quickly share with you some of the things that I have packed that we think will be helpful for us on our trip. So I'm going to start here with the boys' carry-on suitcase. Again, I did my packing cubes for each of the boys. It's a 4-night cruise. We're sailing on the Disney Dream this week. So I managed to fit all of their clothes within the packing cubes in this small carry-on for the entire trip. So again, I have pajamas and underwear for them in my small packing cube. I have their bathing suits in the medium packing cube. And then down below, I have their outfits. So I have kind of comfy clothes for them and then each of their outfits for dinner each night and shoes. And then again, on top, I just fold over their snuggly little blanket, and that's kind of how I pack up the boys, and they'll carry this on with them.
It's only 4 days, so it's not like we need this.
We don't need that much stuff, and every day they're going to be in their bathing suit anyways, so we'll just put them in that in the morning, and then just a couple of comfy outfits for them when they go to the kids club in the evenings. Next, I'll hop over to my suitcase. I won't go through everything, but we are following the golden rule of cruising, and we are flying in the night before we sail. So we fly in super late. We're sailing out of Miami, and we're spending the night close to the airport. So the way I packed, I used my packing cubes again, and I just kind of packed up everything that me and the boys are going to need for the first night. So I have our pajamas in here, and then I also have our outfits for the next morning. So just another way that I used a packing cube. And I have that on top of my suitcase here.
But yeah, just to hop back on what Ashley mentioned of the golden rule of cruising, huge travel tip: never fly in the day that your ship sails. Just a delay in flight, a canceled flight. Not only logistically is it going to be really hard to get on that ship before it takes off, if it does end up leaving and you can't get on it until the next day, then you have to deal with having to fly to the Bahamas.
If you're so lucky that your first day is a port of call.
Right. So you end up really hurting yourself and losing some time on the cruise by not flying in a day early just to make sure that you're actually down there with no delays.
Especially these days with all the flight delays and flight cancellations. I know it's summertime. In the winter, we like to fly in the day before just to avoid snowstorms. In the summer, it's thunderstorms, but also with these flight delays, you just never know. So just playing it safe. So again, I have everything that we're going to need for that one night and what we're going to wear on the ship the next day in this packing cube here. I have my beach bag for when we get on board. And then I have another packing cube over here with our bathing suits that we can change into once we get on the ship. So in the morning when we wake up, I'll kind of open up this beach bag, throw in the bathing suits here, and then we'll be ready. So we kind of have our bag, and we have everything accessible once we get on the ship to just go swimming and head straight to the aqueduct, because I know that's what the boys are going to want to do.
Yeah, so we won't have to wait for the luggage to show up to our room for us to change. We'll have that already packed aside. We'll change in one of the bathrooms on the ship, and we'll be able to enjoy the pool hours before our luggage shows up.
Yeah, because you usually can't enter your room until about 1 p.m. and your luggage will show up anytime between 1 and 4 when you're scheduled to set sail. So I just like to have everything on me. I don't want the boys whining and crying that they want to go swimming. So just being prepared, and that's kind of how I do it. And again, I use those packing cubes. They're awesome. So next I'll go in and I'll show you this big suitcase here. So this is kind of all the fun stuff for a Disney cruise or any cruise. Again, specifically Disney sailing this week, things that we're going to need. So we have our pirate costumes here for our pirate night and our fireworks at sea. So each of us have a costume here. Have them just separated in small little bags so it's easy for us to get ready. Also in this bag I have all of the pirate accessories for the boys because I'm sure they're going to want to have a sword fight. I have Paul's pirate accessories in here. And then I have these, which I thought was a super cute idea, and I know at the moment right now they're not doing character meet and greet super close up, and they're not doing autographs on the ship. But this is what I had from our last sailing that got canceled due to COVID, and I'm just gonna bring it along. Maybe I can drop it off at guest services. They'll have the characters sign it. I'm not sure, but I'll drop it off and see what happens. But I have some silver Sharpies here, and then this anchor, and I'm hoping that the characters can sign it, and that will be like a super cute souvenir for the boys to have. So I know when we went to Alani a couple of years ago, we ended up buying these bamboo surfboards at the ABC store across the street from Alani, and then we had a Sharpie and we had all the characters sign that, and the boys love that as a souvenir, and it's just something different other than an autograph book. And then here I just have like a little crocheted bag, probably going to carry it around in the evenings, maybe bring the boys' iPads to dinner so they can kind of chill out, or just anything that they make me carry around because mom. So always carrying everything. And then over here I have their snorkel masks. So if you've been to Castaway Cay before, or even if you, Castaway Key, or even if you haven't, they have the underwater snorkel trail there, so you can find all kinds of hidden gems. And these snorkel masks seem to work really well for our boys. They're the full face, frontal facial ones. So we have that in there, and then I also have just like their small little goggles too. And then over here, just some Listerine. I have a whole thing of sunscreen in here. So again, Camden has some allergies, so we need all kinds of sunscreen. This is my little Ariel Vera Bradley Thingamabob's sunscreen holder. I love it. It fits so nicely. And then in this one, I have a second one. I have like some beach balls and stuff for the boys to play with, but I also have these towel clips. I'm sure you've seen them before, but when you're cruising, they're especially helpful, especially when it gets windy on deck. So I have a set for all 4 of us, just so we can kind of clip down our towels so they don't go anywhere. And then over here, I have some magnets. Magnetic
Hooks, right?
Hooks, really, is what they are. No one put them together for me, but so your whole stateroom is actually magnetic, everything from your door to your walls. So these magnetic hooks would just come in super handy, like if you want to hang up your lanyard or some necklaces, hats, all kinds of things we find these useful for. So we always just kind of carry the bags, keep them in the luggage, and see what we need them for. Over here, I have our fish extender. So we are participating in the fish extender on Disney Cruise Line. Let me see. Oh, I have it pinned still. You can kind of see it this way. I'm not going to unpin it. But a fish extender, it's an organized gift exchange. So if you're sailing on a Disney cruise, you'll want to find your group before you sail on Facebook. Join your group, and there will be a moderator in there, and they usually set up a fish extender group. Basically, like I said, it's an organized gift exchange. You're assigned a group, and then you secretly gift every person in your group something small. So in the past, we've done like little flashlights, we've gotten keychains, we've gotten all kinds of awesome little souvenirs.
We've received like barbecue sauce from a family down south.
We got rubber ducks from England one time, so that was cute.
Yep. Some of the other things.
We got a personalized backpack one time.
Yep. Got a magnet. Got a Christmas ornament from someone.
So it's just all kinds of thoughtful things, handmade things, store-bought things. But my kids love to run around and gift everybody in our group. They kind of do it secretly. They like to do it on the way to dinner. They like to do it on the way to breakfast. And we'll kind of just like take one family's gifts every time we leave the room, find their stateroom, and then just hopefully secretly gift them. So this is our fish extender. We're going to hang it outside of our room here. I ordered it on Etsy a couple of years ago. This sailing, we are gifting Christmas ornaments. I ordered them from Etsy. They're circular, and they look like your stateroom porthole. And it has, on the back, it has everybody's last name, and then on the front, it has their cabin number. So that's just like a cute little souvenir that they can have. Here is our magnetic whiteboard, which we actually need to pack a marker because there's none here. But we usually just hang this up outside our stateroom. So a lot of people decorate their stateroom.
And we have magnets,
I have magnets
in here too, but they're stuffed in.
Yeah,
But
so
we can.
just a bunch of magnets. So we're going to hang this outside our stateroom door, and then we're also going to decorate our stateroom door with the magnets. And we'll put this whiteboard on the door as well. So every day, I don't know, Paul usually just puts a question on there and says, like, what did you do today?
Where are you
Where are
from?
you from? So every day he kind of just like writes a little note on there, and then people write
Walking
us
by in the
back.
hallway, we'll just write, their answer, and
Yeah, so it's just a cute way
the
to,
kids look forward to coming back to the room, and seeing, all the different things
the
that.
messages, and I don't know, people just leave us messages. We write random things on there, so I don't know, we like it.
And also, it's good. Another thing too. This isn't going to be the case, but if you're traveling with a large party
Yes,
and you
these
don't
are the
have
same
internet
thing.
service, you can write on that and just say, "Hey, headed to dinner."
Be back in the room for 5.
Yeah, just so kind of give each other notes to communicate, because when you're out at sea, there is no internet
Yeah,
service.
and I know a lot of the other cruise lines have great internet packages, but unfortunately, Disney's internet package is not so wonderful, and it's
Very
expensive,
expensive.
and the minutes go super fast. So we won't be purchasing. We'll probably be purchasing the minimum plan, but we definitely won't be purchasing the. They don't even offer an unlimited plan at the moment. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll kind of be off the grid for a bit. And then here I have kind of upped the boys into their own little toiletry bag just because they're getting a little bit bigger. They need kind of their own amenities, but just have like their toothbrushes, deodorant, their lotion, their hair gel, like their shampoo, that kind of stuff in there for them. And then if you want to go through your side.
Yeah. So being a guy, I typically just take up half of a large suitcase. I don't really need a lot. I do end up bringing this bag, and it's pretty much all the chargers, all the charging wires, and extra plugs. This is one of my favorites because you can actually plug 4 different wires in here, and charge that at the same time with kids' iPads and cell phones and GoPros. You're always a little short on having plugs and stuff like that. So I take care of the charging wires for everyone. The night before we leave, the morning of that we leave, I will round up everyone's chargers and throw it in that bag. And then I will typically put this in my backpack, because God forbid you get your luggage lost and you don't have your chargers. You'll be in big trouble. So a couple more things in here. I always bring Tylenol with me.
Those Disney days, man.
Yeah, travel tip too is I'll actually take a couple of Tylenol before I go to bed after having a couple of drinks out on the deck, and never seem to wake up with a hangover, so comes in really handy. I always pack a couple of night lights, which Ashley loves to make fun of me for, but I'll put one in each of the bathrooms, and then a third one, there's typically a plug like on the floor, like in the hallway going to the bathroom. The last thing I want to do is take one of the kids to the bathroom at 2 o'clock in the morning because they're too afraid. So I put these night lights in at night for them. That way they can see where they're going. They can go in the bathroom. They're not turning lights on and waking everyone up.
They're not tripping over that step
Yeah, they're not.
to get into the bathroom.
Exactly. So it's just enough lighting in there for them to know to step up, to go inside, to see where the toilet bowl is. Hopefully they hit it and actually get the urine inside the toilet bowl. But I find that it's very helpful in all aspects of vacations, not just cruises. Back to chargers, I have this one as well. This you can plug in, and then there are 2 plugs on the side, and then 2 plugs in the front with 3 more USB plugs up on top, which is great. Portable chargers we bring. We find these to be very handy when you're out taking videos and photos all day. Your battery will go really, really quick. So it's always good to bring portable chargers with you. Not so much for like being on the internet when you're supposed to be spending time with your family, just more about not wanting to miss that moment, miss that photo. We just want to make sure that we have our phones charged up so we can do that. So
I also like to give my kids our phones too when we're on the trip and have them kind of take some photos, just because it's kind of fun to see things from their perspective.
Yep.
And see what they want to remember and take a photo of.
Absolutely. And then here is GoPro stuff. Yeah, my GoPro. Extra batteries, wires. Got the handles and stuff like that. So a ton of different wires and stuff. I always want to make sure that I don't lose an opportunity to record something. I want to make sure that I have all my batteries charged and everything ready to go. And then that's pretty much it. Another necessity for me when I go away, excuse me for 1 second, is this thing. People always ask, when I'm recording, how I'm able to record in the video. There's no shaking or anything like that. This is a gimbal, and I use this for recording on my cell phone. So it flips up here, and then the phone will actually sit right in here. And you're able to just kind of hold it and walk around with it. But this is a huge, I keep this thing in my pocket just because I sometimes prefer recording on the cell phone. It's quicker to upload the video to. But this is pretty much it for electronics. Like I said, very basic stuff. Yeah, I think that's it for me. What do you got in the tote?
I don't have too much in here, but I'll just kind of share with you what I'm bringing on the ship. So this is my bag that will stay with me the whole time pretty much. We're going to check all 3 of these once we get to the port and have the porters take our luggage up to our room, but this one is actually going to stay with us. So on the outside pocket here, I have like my hand sanitizer, some lotion, a pen, because I feel like you're always having to fill out paperwork, some chapstick, some tissues. So I kind of have like that stuff in this pocket. And then in here I have, this is like my passport wallet, and I love this thing so much. It goes everywhere with us. I found it at TJ Maxx, and it's stretchy, so I can fit like so much stuff in it.
Yeah, we'll even put like the envelope with the cash that will go, you obviously go on vacation. You go to the bank, you're taking out $1,000, we'll put it in the bank envelope and then put it in there, and then straight from there it'll go right into the safe.
Yeah, so I have like our vaccine cards in here. I have like an extra credit card. I have my ID. I have my travel agent ID. Back here, I print all of our confirmations, and I'm crazy, and I put them in order of what I'm gonna, like the order that I'm gonna need them. For example, like my flight confirmations first, and then my car rental information, and then my check-in information for that first night. And then behind that, I have our QR codes to get on board the Disney Dream. So I have all that in order here. And then again, another pen because we are constantly filling out paperwork, and then it fits all 5 of our passports. So I love this thing. It goes on all of our trips with us, but I keep it on the outside pocket here.
Want to keep it accessible?
Yeah, and then also I have our Disney luggage tags. So Disney Cruise Line, unlike a lot of the other cruise lines who have been cutting corners and they no longer send you your luggage tags, you have to print them offline. Disney will still kind of send you this happy mail, and your luggage tags will be inside. So these are the tags that you will put on each of your luggages. We have 3 that we're going to be checking, and then that's how your porter finds your room. So I have those because I don't want to put them on before we fly. I want to make sure I put those on in the morning. And then in here, I just kind of have like a bunch of mommy things. I have my book that I'm going to be reading this trip.
Oh, what are you reading this trip? What's it called? Who wrote it?
I'm reading Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I actually started reading this on our last flight through JetBlue because they just had like a snippet of a book. And I started reading it. It's about a fisherman, and my dad's a fisherman, and it's kind of just like a love story about like a younger crab fisherman and then a girl who is a movie writer. So it's their love story, I guess, but just getting into it. So I'm going to read that. And then I have masks because on our last trip, we did not bring any masks to Bermuda.
Oh, Bermuda.
It's Bermuda. We didn't bring any masks with us because we no longer need them here in the States. But as we were getting off the plane, they had said, hey, everybody, make sure you mask up. Masks are required here. And we had none on us. We were not prepared. So I have a couple of masks in here just in case. And then I have a bunch of sunglasses because Camden is ridiculous and has a sunglass collection. But I also have my sunglasses in here as well for the trip. And then I have a whole bunch of headphones too because they're always complaining about what type of headphones they want to use. So I've got multiples. I've got little tiny headphones too. I have some goldfish. As a snack, I have this little stitch blanket because it does tend to get chilly on the plane. I feel like at least one of us is always cold, especially in the summer. And then I also have socks too because traveling nowadays I'm going to be in flip-flops, but again, it does get chilly on the plane, so I have socks in here. And then I have a snack bag for them, just filled with like granola bars, muffins, chocolate chip cookies, just kind of things to give them if they're hungry on the plane. And then I have my purse, so I like to keep it in my bag here, but yeah, just like my purse with my stuff in it. And then again, once we are checking out of our hotel in the morning, I'll take this packing cube, throw it in here, along with my beach bag, throw it in here, probably take the blanket out to make more room, and this will kind of be the bag that I bring on the ship with me and that I carry around that day. And then Paul will have a backpack and everything else will be checked and delivered to the room.
Spin the bag around. One of my favorite features of the bag is there's a little side sleeve where the handle for your suitcase can just slide right up through that, so you can actually throw that on top of a suitcase.
It's like a perfect carry-on bag.
And not have to worry about throwing that over your shoulder, not worrying about juggling it on top of a suitcase and having it fall over to the side. It's one of my favorite features of that bag.
Because he's always carrying the bags.
Yeah, because I am the carrier of bags.
All right, everybody, that kind of wraps it up for what we packed for this upcoming sailing on the Disney Dream. I hope you found it helpful.
If you think of any questions that you might have, just drop a comment on this video and let us know, and we will absolutely get back to you.
Or if you have any tips on what we could pack that might make our lives a little bit easier for our next sailing, drop those below as well.
Yeah, and just make sure you hit like on the video and make sure you subscribe as well. And if you're interested in doing any kind of cruise or vacationing of any kind, please shoot us a message on Facebook, Paul and Ashley, Magic Vacation Planners, and we will get right back to you.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care.